Hey, this is Blind Fox and welcome to Gunsmith Simulator. I've been playing this thing since before it got released. But here we are already, it's April in 2025, so we're already at the second. We had a few small updates, and the Flintlock one is already added. How it will influence the start of the game, I'm not sure, and there's the new Fabriki something one is also added. So we'll start. This is a new game. We've got a new character. Before we accept grandfather's email, we're gonna just have a little look through the shop. You can see there we're not any specialization stuff. If you want to get out of menus, right click. If you want to get into menus, left click. We're not specialized in any guns yet. Doesn't really have any achievement stuff yet. There is our safe. We don't have anything there. We've got some woodworking benches upstairs. We've got some stuff. There's an office. There's a camera if you want to record stuff. There's some other stuff that we're not going to get into here yet. Not going to spoil all of the later game stuff. Here is a disassembly table, a cleaning table, gun testing table, gun receiving table. It will have another name there up there. This is our rack where we get all of our guns. We've got a car. Here we've got our sand blasting machine. The wire brush machine. We've got our gun bluing setup. This isn't really, I don't think they ever will do this, but this is not active yet. Here we've got our milling machine, which is not operational yet. You can see we are still missing some bits. There's some nice circuitry exposed. So it's not functional. We've got a we've got our bore centering thing, or bore sight. We've got our lathe, what do they call it? They do call it a lathe. This is just the equipment for the lathe. Here nothing yet. That might just be also the lathe. We've got some painting machines. These tables doesn't do anything, and then we've got the assembly table here for stuff, extra parts that you add to your gun. But we just got the shop, and Granny Father has sent us a little message. Here is your mail. We've got our Gunsmith services. We've got our part shop. We've got some more sort of your stuff that you can fit to your gun, and we've got an auction house. But we want to read grandfather's mail. And well, welcome. And yes, apparently we need to be male for this game because there's no option to grandpa leaving it to his granddaughter. Which really sucks. Talk about inequality, but we'll be imaginary males for this game, and apparently some people has done that. Emperors and such in history apparently has declared themselves male. That didn't include Queen Elizabeth I of England, she just went female all the way, but there has been some emperors in history that declared themselves male, apparently, so we will do that. Or just ignore all the little grandson bits. But here he goes, and you can read this if you want to. He just welcomes us to the gunsmith shop because he's getting tired of working in here and thought that he can use us for some free labor. As is mentioned by our first gun. He's giving us our Colt 1911, which as guns I actually have never owned them, but I do like Mr. Browning. I think he is the best handgun designer. He actually designed the automatic shotgun long before you got them and the market was ready for them. For rifles, Mr. Mauser is one of the ones I like, but overall I do like the British and I do like Enfield, which they don't have. Enfield, neither do they have Fabrique Nationale, FN, which is another main place where Browning sold his stuff. The reason I like Browning is it's the grandfather of all handguns, or automatic pistols to be exact. Never did so well with revolvers, I think, but there is some better people out there. Webley, I think, and you have Colt with revolvers as well, but this Browning design, so we will accept grandfather's contract. Come on, there we go. So we need to reconfigure the thing, replace some parts, customization. We can go test some and some take it to the field. So we've accepted it, so it appears in our little rack. There we accept our. Use our gun box, and you can only work on one gun at a time. And nice safety check. Yep, I approve that. Gun safety always. Very nice. I do like that little detail. So you can see here there's various stuff you can do with the guns, and these are not available to us yet. But that is what grandfather wants. So if the client wants this, it will tell you client wants. So we click at client wants. Here it allows us to add some extra rails. We can do some more extra rails. The green stuff is normally what you add here. You see here there's a lot of stuff you can add, but we want that. It does give you some statistics for the handgun as well. What I don't like about this is it does give you the clip capacity. It doesn't give you the caliber, which I really would like it to do, just because, hey, it's a bit more interesting, especially if you get to some of the more not unusual guns, but guns that you don't know a lot of, especially if it's from different countries. I don't remember what the Colt's actual caliber is. So here we've got our table. Now there is some settings you can do. You can set some settings there. So I've got auto zoom on. I've got some stuff set there. I've got exploding view off for a very good reason. Exploding view sort of do this. Lift the gun up and explode it outside the screen. I like it to be on my table. So let's just, so you can switch some other stuff there. So I just want to turn that off again. I do like to put down finished pieces. You can of course do table blocking, which means you actually have to lift up the piece. I sometimes don't do it, but I'll leave it off for now. And you can disassemble completely, which means doesn't matter what is the problem with the gun, you will have to take apart the whole gun. And in the beginning I would say leave it off, just because this only has got 22 parts. Some of your other guns has got more, and it does get a bit stressful. Now you can zoom in and out, you will see you've got a nice blueprint telling you exactly some of the groupings, your magazines, your grips, your hammer and sear, trigger and safety, your firing elements, and then you've got your barrel and sights. So you can see the whole, if you disassemble this completely, what exactly is going on. Now we are not going to disassemble every part, so don't stress if the part you want to disassemble doesn't come off. If you can disassemble it at this time, it will turn green. If you click on it, the screws will be there. If you want to unscrew it, hold in your left mouse button. There is out there. Doesn't want to remove. Okay, there we can unscrew you. And every time you play this game, it does differ. So you can see here I've got disassemble completely off. When I played this game before, sometimes you have to remove both of these, sometimes you do not. Here you can see you can't remove that part yet. So it will depend on what is wrong with your gun, what you can remove. If you hover over the part, it will tell you, can I remove it or can't I remove it? Which is a good thing if you do not know the gun, or guns at all. So if you guys want to get annoyed, here we are going to remove that part, your spring, that's your barrel bushing. Thing about American guns, they always, I think if you call it the barrel bushing, and if you hover over it, you can see, hold on, there you can see the part that it is. Yes, it is the barrel bushing, something American guns like to have. I've seen it in some of the Colts, some of the others, especially in this, and I do know FN's Brownings also have it. Some of the other nations doesn't like it so much, so you don't get it. Now you can remove that, remove the barrel, and of course you miss everything that's going on at the back of the gun, but literally if you are a beginner with this, I would say just play with it like that. Later on you can do the exploded view, you can remove the tape, you can have the table block stuff so that you have to pick up your gun. Now the only thing you need to do is look out for the stuff you cannot see. You can see there's very faint green lines. And if you really are struggling to find any parts, you can click there on the name, it will zoom to the part you need to remove. There you can see we need to remove that pin. We've got our magazine. And again, very uncomplicated magazines. And you can see if you do not need to remove it, it will not remove. Okay, we can remove that. Barrel. Remove our firing pin. Oh, there's no spring there. You can see there's still stuff you need to remove. Now there's our firing pin. But you can see the thing, you don't have to be able to know the gun. So you can just sort of go there. Now I can't see what I want to remove. You click on it, hover over it, hopefully you can see where it is. see it's gone now. There's the sights. Yes, you know where the sights is. Go there and remove it. That's the only thing, you can't double click on a thing. You've got some stuff missing. You've got some stuff broken. So these are here, but it's broken. I don't know if there is ever a way to fix it in the game. I think it just lies in your inventory bin, and eventually you might have to get rid of it. I haven't really found a way to reforge it or to scrap it for scrap iron. You can just sell it. So this stuff is missing, this stuff is dirty, this stuff is all good. So here you can see all of the parts of the gun, which you might not have removed every last part. So there we go, we finished here. When we look here, you can see there this part. Problem with it. There as well. These we need to replace. Or add, that's why they're so light. Right, so we'll start here at our cleaning table. We've got 4 parts to clean. And if you've got your graphics set up nice and high, which I do, you can see you can see how dirty that one was. We cleaned it. Just hold down your left mouse button again for most of this stuff. Move your mouse around, spin it with your AS, D and W key. You can see how dirty that thing is, and just check how nice it cleans up. But just not that, check the detail. The true nice detail of it all. You can literally see it becomes cleaner. You might miss some stuff, so just turn it around. Clean it will disappear. Especially some of these little parts. You can see all of the little detail it is. Which is just nice. So we've cleaned that. Oh, we've got something. Achievement, cleaner, nice. That doesn't really influence your what you can or cannot do in this stage, but that's basically all at the moment we can do. We can go to the cleaning table and we can go to the shop. So we need to buy some stuff. So we'll first buy our handgun laser, and you also get a handgun flashlight. So you can really customize your gun upwards. There you can see we have bought this. Now we want to go to our parts store. We will set it to the Colt M1911. You can pick different guns there, then you will only see their parts. And we will go hammer. Is it hammer? Yes, we need the hammer strut. There we go. Don't worry, if you click on it, it will show it in your basket. If you click on the wrong thing, you can again remove it if you go to your basket. Oh, come on, I can't spell. There we go, we've got our magazine spring. We need that. Alright, that's what we need, the railings. So that we need. And that we need. We do need our sear spring again. So something you will notice that some stuff later on you can manufacture. But things you cannot manufacture is, number one, springs. The complexity of manufacturing it at home, I think it starts to do with the steel and the way it's manufactured, it's really difficult to do in a apparent home office setup. And you can see, grandfather did give you a budget there, up there. You've got your own money, which you do not have yet. But your client will normally give you a budget that will cover the basic parts, and the more discounts you get and stuff you can manufacture, it will be cheaper. It's cheaper to manufacture something than to buy it at the shop. So now you can see here we've got our stuff that we bought. They were not there yet, so they are just green to show you they are new. Now we've got some stuff that this was there, but it was broken, so we'll just replace that. Our spring was also there, so you can see the color differ a bit from when you have stuff. This was also there where it was broken. The more you do in the game, the more stuff grandfather allows you to do in the game, the more stuff you can get. So we have got some very good parts. So we take our gun oil and we clean them. Here you just need to swivel the stuff around. And those yellow parts, you have to have your mouse in them and hopefully clean some of the stuff. Not all of the stuff will always clean, especially some of these very small parts, or long parts actually. You have to click on it multiple times. And if you are lucky, you get them to clean easily. If you are not, you have to click on this more than once. And just sort of move the thing around a bit, click again. Eventually you will clean it, as you can see there. You can see nice and dirty. You need oiling there. Huh. So we've cleaned it, now we only have to assemble it. The more you get experience with the guns, you get auto assemble and auto disassemble. Which, if you are working later in the game, it really helps. So let's just put on our furniture first. I do actually hate to insert the magazine in the beginning just because it's a personal thing. You wouldn't really do it with a gun. You could wait with that as well. Though this well I hate to insert. And if you miss one of these screws, you can see there I've missed one. Because we've got our table, can work through the table. The screws are only and the pins are only shown in outline. So you might find it difficult to find some stuff. If you struggle too much, just go and click on the names up there. It will zoom to the part and you can see if you can insert it or not. If you click on it, it will automatically fit it into place and you just have to then go and hunt for the particular pin. And you can see it's difficult to see the green outline in this. I wish that they would just change it up a bit so that you could see stuff more nicer. It does show you where it's going to place it. Of course, if it's inside something, it's very difficult to see where it's going to be placed. But later on, you will get used to this. And eventually, you will be able to do this by hand without needing any sort of help. So let's see what are we missing again. Ah, there we go. This stuff can be in place now. And there is a definite order here. Some stuff you can in place. If it's not in order, you cannot replace it. You're just gonna have to wait until it's available to do so. Now let's just zoom. There is, I think, a thing that needs to be down there. And that's the problem you have here. If you screw up and get lost in the where you are, you can sort of spend time looking for something that isn't really available or not necessary yet. You can definitely see you cannot do stuff in certain ways. Now you can replace that. Now that that thing is in place, we can replace our thing. This is the main driving force of the gun. The 1900 Browning actually has the recoil spring outside of the barrel. The 1910 and afterwards went to more than this configuration. And some of the later Brownings sort of stole, or some of the FM sort of, when some of the patents expired, sort of stole some of the Colt's features as well. Go, I think the only thing we need to intake is the magazine, and I like to leave the magazine to the end. And there we go. Good, we've done something else. Now we want to test that this gun is working. Come on. Oh yeah, sorry, we still need to put our laser sight. So we've got the laser sight, quite nice and small, just click on it and hold, and it will place it at your gun. Now we can return it to branded, but we can take it, remove the magazine. Now we will want to spin it around because we want to operate our safety use. So remove that, correct slide. Just tell you what to do. Put it on safe. Slide again. And I like this, when you're finished with it, put it on safe. You can do free testing. We've left it some more, or we can just see. So what we can also do is take the gun for a ride. That's car. Later in the day that they do tell you, yes, you can do it from there, you can back into the shooting range, but hey, we could do it now. We've got two main shooting ranges in the beginning. You've got the outdoor shooting range and you've got a shooting house. Which frankly I am not a fan of the graphics in the shooting house because the car for me isn't marked nicely. It is a personal thing. Just go for normal shooting. You start this stuff with G. You are fully loaded. F, by the way, is safety. You can go through this. You can see there you've got your keys in there, the arcade sort of stuff. And here is my problem with it. I get things a bit lost. And this aiming thing is very nice if you go through this shooting house. I tend to get lost in the shooting house sometimes just because the way you have to go isn't marked all that well, and down in the barrel doesn't really do it for me. because you can get behind some of this stuff if you lost. Right. I'm not looking for this one. You can also do this, and you do not have to do it. It's a bit more realistic. This is not too and hopefully hit everything. We miss anything here? Nope, we'll just reload. You cannot pause the game as far as I'm aware, so if you have to do anything outside of the game, just know that you cannot pause it, or you might be able to, I'm not sure how. Right, let's just fix. But I need to go and fix my settings again. There we go. So you can see if you're not really shooting at this moment, you can sort of wait between rounds to get your breath back. So we reload. Now we will shoot with it in mode. And again, and there's another one there. I do like it that all the time the targets are different. Now this is not one of my best shots. I have done better in the past, but well, so they were 600 and something. You can see we are basically in the middle. So there are people that is doing worse than I am. That's the good thing about this. We can see how bad people are doing. And then you can do this week as well. So you can see this week there's 43, there's 70, well, 6, 1 of 70. So we're basically in the middle. And then, of course, you can do of all times. And you can go and look at all the other scores as well. You can check for global and friends. So there is a lot of stuff you can see. Compare yourself against who you want to. Or you can just leave that and just go and do some free shooting. Well, let's show you that. I'm not going to do the minute one is just sort of the same we did now, but so now you can set your where you want it to be. I like to do it at 20, but I've seen now that sometimes the meter doesn't always want to set properly, which I really do not like. So it's supposed to have it at 20, but for some reason it doesn't always do that. You can see we've got some 20-meter stuff, we've got some 40 stuff. Can reload. So this is basically just either you shoot like this. This is just literally you shoot the target as much as you want. Doesn't really matter, it just counts down for you. Not like the others where they disappear. And again we can reload. Not if we're going to shoot anything. And then we can go back to the gun shop. So it's literally low intensity shooting fun. Sort of you've got your guns and go to the range and shoot a few shots. And it actually teaches you things because it does explain stuff. You know, it does show you what part of the gun it is, what the specific part does, which I really like. And it does actually emphasize safety since it always unloads the gun before it puts it away. Good, we have reached level 1 on our first gun. So now you can see before we're going to return it to Granddaddy, you'll see there we've got our first gun at a proficient. The more you get, as I said, here you have to do everything manually. Here I think disassemble becomes automatic. If you complete the 3 stars, both disassembly and assembly becomes automatic. We've got one thing extra. We can't assign it yet because we haven't yet returned our mission. So let's just return our mission there where we return your mission to. So now you can trade. So then I said he likes his gun and he's gonna use you as a free repair shop. So anytime he wants your gun repaired, he will give it to you to repair, of course for no charge. Hence, doing jobs for Grandad wouldn't make you any money. Now we'll see the picture of safety. Don't have any own any guns yet. There we go. Now we can see you can do stuff. For me, I would personally go to the discount stuff because just you need it more. Screwmaster just improves some of your assembly stuff. This just improves your cleaning speed. So there's a lot of specializations there you will get later on as you up in your levels. So what do we do now? Now we have to accept new stuff because we've actually ran out of stuff to do. Now you will see we've got some guns there. Personally, I like the M1 gun. He will so here you can see what you need to do, the amount of work you have to do here. These are basically all the stuff you did. Now you clean stuff, you assemble stuff, and here it will tell you what you have to do. So you just can come here, accept guns. You can have up to 4 guns that you run in one assembly way, but you can only work on one game at a time. So we've got our 4 guns. Let's see auction house if there's anything available here. So you can see there is stuff available, but you have to pay for them. And you don't have any money yet, so you can't do anything here. There's also some recruits you cannot do yet. You can sell stuff, but you don't own anything. And if you want stuff, you can have a load there. So this is basically our first gun. I hope you enjoyed this video and we've got 4 guns to work with. This is a nice place to end our video. We've completed our first level, almost completed our first uh, or second level. We completed the first qualification thing on our Colt. And now we've got 4 more guns to do. So thanks for watching. This is Gunsmith. I'm gonna play this again. I might play Farm Simulator as well. I'm not sure yet. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and please subscribe to my channel. So see you at my next game review.